Hello, and welcome to the Onboarding SuccessBloc training. This training covers the functions and features of the Onboarding SuccessBloc. The first page you see when you navigate to the Success Block from the top menu, as we just did, is the scorecard. As you can see, it is a dashboard consisting of various scorecards that track KPIs related to onboarding. These scorecards are organized by the goal they're associated with. In this case, the activation and onboarding of clients to Manage Center. The scorecards displayed on this page are all percentage values displayed in a gauge meter, but KPIs can also be added that display a single numeric value or a value over time displayed as bar graph. All three of these scorecards are based on two segments, with the percentage figure highlighted being the ratio between them. A key thing to remember is that when looking at a scorecard, you're able to filter on your own accounts at the very top. Now let's take a look at these three scorecards more closely. The first scorecard shows 89%, the ratio between 31, which is the number of SDI clients with Manage Center activated for lifecycle management, and 34, the total number of SDI clients with software subscription services. If you click into either one of these segments, for example, SDI clients with Manage Center activated for lifecycle management, you'll see the underlying segment. At the top, you see the filters used to create the segment, and below you see all the accounts that make up the segment. And as with all segments, you can see their health, the number of accounts, and the overall ACV between those accounts. Next, there's a scorecard which shows clients with DNAC implemented. This scorecard is the ratio between SDI clients with DNAC implemented and SDI clients with software subscription services. And lastly, there's a scorecard of SDI clients that have completed onboarding, which is a ratio of SDI clients that have completed onboarding and SDI clients with software subscription services. Again, somewhat self-explanatory. You may have noticed that all three of these scorecards are utilizing SDI clients with software subscription services as the base segment to measure this ratio. These scorecards have all been developed to illustrate the overall state of the business as it relates to Managed Center activation and onboarding. You are encouraged to monitor these scorecards to see the state of client onboarding and implementation of Managed Center across your team and become familiar with the segments that are used to construct these scorecards. Be sure to keep track of the KPIs for your own clients, as we mentioned, which you can do by clicking to filter My Accounts. Now let's move on to the Segments tab of this Success Block. As you can see, all four of the segments used by the scorecard KPIs for the underlying data are present. One segment, however, that is not used in scorecards is accessible from this tab, which is SDI clients with subscription services of Offer 2 and above. For each segment on the page, you'll notice that you see alongside it the segment type. In this case, it's all account segments, along with the number of accounts. For these segments, you also see the total value of the accounts in the segment, as well as the quality score and the creator of the segment. The quality score in Totango is calculated based on the health of each individual account in the segment. Accounts in good health count as a score of 100, average health accounts get a score of 60, and poor health accounts get a score of 40. The quality score then is the average of those values for all accounts belonging to the segment. As a result, the quality score will fall between 40 if all accounts are in poor health and 100 if all accounts are in good health. For a deeper dive into segments functionality, please refer to the training in Degreed. However, let's dig into one of these just briefly. At a high level, remember that segments are useful for creating a view based on your selected filters, which bring in all the necessary information for those accounts into a single table. Segments also allow you to make bulk updates to attributes and see the tasks and touch points for each of those accounts. And you also have additional views at the very top. So as we mentioned, you can look at the timeline view, which shows the events, and the work view, which shows the tasks. And also at the top left, you'll see the option to narrow down the accounts in a segment to those just assigned to you. So you can click My Accounts in order to do that. Please take the time to familiarize yourself with the segments created for you in this Success Block. And then for the ones you find useful, replicate the filters and save the segments into your own personal folder. As there are no reports in this Success Block, we'll move on to assets. Assets are files that are related to the Success Block subject, in this case, onboarding, and this page is a repository where you'll find many useful documents. The documents located here are categorized in folders, with a folder for Ask the NTT Expert informative documents, and another for ANTX workshop use case documents, and there's also a folder that contains SDI value proposition documents and battle cards. So you can click into each of these folders in order to see those individual documents, and you can navigate back using the breadcrumbs at the top. Each of these documents can be previewed by clicking on the title of the document And from the preview screen, you can download by clicking on the icon at the top right. Take some time to familiarize yourself with the assets that already exist here and think about what other general documents and templates might make sense to store here that would be useful for the entire team. You can request the group COE to add these assets so they're made available from the success block. Lastly, in this success block, we have success plays. Success plays are automated sets of tasks triggered and assigned automatically based on certain conditions. You can drill into each success play, which are categorized in the folders, to see the conditions that are required for it to trigger on an account. Let's look a little deeper into one of these so we can see how they function. Then you can explore the remaining success plays on your own. The first success play in the SDI folder is Active Managed Center for Lifecycle Management. As we click into this, we can see on the left the selection criteria, such as account type is client, status is active, etc. And on the right, we can see the steps that the success play asks the CSM to do when it's triggered on an account on the criteria. Feel free to explore these success plays to get an idea of what onboarding related tasks may be relevant to your client and may get triggered on your account. And that concludes this session. I hope you found it to be helpful. Thank you for taking the time.